Kerr Lake at a campground here, and it is absolutely gorgeous. We came across, went up 81 into Virginia, and went on up to right about Kingsport, Tennessee, and turned south on 26, went down, came across 321. We got in some mountain driving today. It's about 6.5 hours from the house up here, but it took a little longer. Beautiful morning out here in North Wilkesboro area of North Carolina. We've got a site here on some property for Samaritan's Purse. We're doing some training with more or less their field specialists that are out with the trucks and things going out to the different disaster sites, tornadoes, hurricanes, where chainsaws are used, and we're looking to more or less go through some different techniques and planning processes that I've used and people have shared with me over the past, and we're more or less going to take and make sure that they've been exposed to about everything that I know of anyway, and can then be able to formulate their plan necessary to kind of take the training to their groups of volunteers as they roll on to different disaster sites. So we're looking forward to today. Got varied skill levels, but have a very focused group. They know exactly what they're looking for, and they know exactly how to apply the things once they understand them. And so it's going to be a great day today. The site we've got some hardwoods to be able to look at. We're going to create some different storm situations and then look at bucking and limbing to clear the area. So it's going to be a good one. Had an awesome day today. I always say that, but today was exceptional. Got the chance to go out and do some work with about 22 to 24 folks from the Samaritan's Purse Disaster Relief. And we met at their headquarters, which is huge, out of North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. And had the inside class there until noon. We went out to a property they've got use of to fell some trees, and I cut down one. We went through the process, and tomorrow we've got a smaller group will be working on felling some trees, making some storm situations, and just kind of going over some things. A lot of it they already know, but just going over some things of how to teach, because their issue is going into different areas of the country and really around the world. Some of them is leaving out for Ukraine tomorrow. And to sit there and have to think about the types of people, volunteers that they're working with. Some are experienced, some are not. And it's it's quite a task to make sure they get all the information to them. And so I really appreciate being able to be part of this, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We'll keep you updated as the week goes on.
Pull through till it fires. I do need to kind of recognize this one as I start to get out here in the work area. And that's another thing to think about, the work area itself. You don't have to push so hard either. Your chain has to cut. When you put pressure on it, it can't cut. So just let it cut. You guys keep a little bit of pressure on it. Go. Back, same hole. Put your saw down in that same hole, same angle, and cut. Now don't force it, just allow it to cut. You'll hear it kind of set in. Pull back, 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 back. And you'll feel when it kind of stops there. You good? I'm gonna pull back just a little, go straight down there, now go. See how easy it cuts? All right, stop. Now you're going to take and put your saw back in here. So you turn your saw over, other way, turn it over, put the tip in that little slot. Turn your saw over, all the way over, grab the handle down here. So now you're going to go in that same angle as you have there. So there's a slot there, it should go in. Okay? And now when that starts, you're going to have a little pushback action, okay? Hand up here. Over the handle, thumbs around. And you're going to basically then let it cut and come back in at that same angle, and it's going to match that corner over there. Oh. See, if the chain's not moving, it's doing what? It's binding. And so you got to let the chain do the work. When you try to cock it sideways, the chain can't turn. So you just let it cut. And you got a little bit right in there that's still holding. So come over to this side. That's good. All right, so now we're going to cut from the back up to how much hinge? 1.5 inches. Now you're going to be using pushing chain here. Come here. You're going to cut no more than half from this side. So you're going to start back here, and you're going to cut up level to here. Stop at 1.5 inches parallel to this. So you can start from this position, and as you come around, you're going to parallel that bar to here. See what I'm saying? 1.5 inches hinge behind here. So you're going to turn this. You can cut that way if you want to, but it's a lot easier to cut with the top. And so think about now, you're going to level yourself up to here. So put your bar in there. And that's level. Now you're going to come all the way here to the back and cut. And you see, now you can see when you come back around here, you'll see that you're parallel to that face notch. Okay? All right, let's look at our people here. Y'all are on the bad side of the tree, so where you want to be. Good side's on this side. And listen, if you're watching somebody cut a tree, you don't want to get back to where the canopy starts, because you become a big fly under big fly swatter. So if you want to get away from this tree, you're going to go where? If this tree goes wrong, where's it most likely going to go? Out through here. So you want to think about, you're going to go this way. And the best place to be if you want to watch her right now is over in here on this side. Okay, very important. And so now we're going to start this back cut. Tree's not going anywhere yet. It won't go anywhere until she starts the other side. Is everybody ready? All right, let's do it. You're gonna have to go into the tree more. All right, parallel to your face notch. Parallel to your face notch. So look at your bar, and you want to bring that around parallel. Don't cut any more here now. You're at 1.5 inches here. Don't cut any more on this side. Bring the tip around and you're finished.
Okay.
Good, good. Okay, now let's, all the way out. All right, good job. Just allow the chain, you'll hear it kind of go into gear and start to cut.
Okay.
Come on around this way with your saw. You're cutting like this. See where your face notch is? Parallel.
Around this side.
Yeah, go. Look how fast it cuts. All right, when you get to 1.5 inches, what are you gonna do? Now listen, this tree could go. So you got to think about it. If it starts to move on that gap, where are you going? Where are you going?
That way.
Where's your way? Where was your escape? No, where was your escape? You said you were going up there.
That way, but that way, right? No. Up and around?
That way. You said you were going that way. Go up by that other tree right there.
Okay.
Okay, we ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. All right, it's going. Let's go. Go, go. Why does this pull? We talked about it yesterday. It breaks from the back to the front, and because trees grow in circles, see right here at the heart? It can't go that way because it's too thick to go, so it starts to separate. When it starts to pull apart from here, then that pulls the fibers out of the trunk. And so you want to make sure that you try to get around there, but you did the right thing. It started to move, so what'd you do? You moved.
She ran.
And not a bad idea on some of them, but we didn't have that kind of information on the top of this. But yeah, so if we could have made it around, we'd have had less pulls. But you can see here, you had an old limb growth in there. You have fiber that's running out at really weird angles. So that's the reason why we try to be as level as possible, because there you'll have the hinge that you plan. When you go above it and all, you'll see sometimes, you can see how the angle fiber is there. You can't always say how much you have there. But I mean, look at where's your saw?
Up here. Behind that tree. Yeah.
And especially true, if you notice, the motor was running but nothing was cutting. What's happening there? If you take any chainsaw and you try to twist and push it, it can't cut. So you got to let the chain do the cutting. And so here we had easily be able to take this tree, and pretty fast. If we'd had that chain cutting the whole time, you could have had this tree down in just a couple minutes. And so it's something to where you have to think about. If you twist it, it binds that chain in the kerf. See, because if it pulls away like this, that's like I talked about yesterday with pole saws hanging up with a different gauge. When you twist it, it pulls the chain away and it locks itself in the kerf. So you gotta, really, you don't push on the saw, you do what? You pull back slightly. And when you pull back slightly, you're just guiding. And so many times people go, well, if I go this way, my tip's not cutting. If I go this way, then the tail's not cutting. So I want to go where? Point A to point B. What's the fastest way to cut between 2 points or walk between 2 points? Straight line. So basically I put myself here and I go, and there I'm at. And let's just see, just for fun. Look, you cut that big tree down with just one dot. But now the hard part. You got to buck it all up. And look, see where that limb went out to? About where we calculated when it's right there on the edge of that other tree. We didn't damage so much out there, but we got some good spring poles and stuff for today. And that's the big thing, because that's how a tree looks after a storm, isn't it? And so it's good to be able to see how things fall and what happens, because it starts to teach you a lot about how the damage occurs. And all right, turn it, don't move your feet. Take the saw now and just turn to that corner right there closest to you. Right there. And if you're level this way, which you were, it'll come out level. Just turn it over. Start on that corner closest to you. Nope, gotta be level. You're not quite level. There you go. So now you look into that top slot. Come around. Oh, there you go. Look at that notch. Beautiful. All right, so now we're ready to do the back cut. How much hinge you gonna leave? 1.25 inches. Okay. And so you got to cut into that amount.
So I want to go to like right there.
Yeah.
I wish that ant would stay right there.
Well, you can mark it with your saw if you want. Okay.
So I'm doing a board?
Well, no, you were going to cut from the back, you said.
But you said you recommended a board.
I would recommend a bore cut on this tree.
So I'm a little nervous about that just because I have to go in with the point, but if you...
Well, the point's not the issue. It's this tree jumping on your head that's the issue.
Yeah, I agree.
So you got to think about, people are scared of bore cuts, but a bore cut, yeah, that's not an issue. So you level up to this, come back here, go through the tree, come up to your 1.25 inch hinge, and then cut back.
So I just cut just like this.
Well, straight. So you go all the way through that trunk, okay, back in the middle, come up to your 1.25 inch hinge, and then just cut straight out. And that way it's not going to go until you cut out the back.
But I cut through the whole thing.
You go straight through the tree that way, parallel to this face knot. About 10%, about 1.25 inches.
So 1.25 inches here and 1.25 inches.
Yeah, you got it.
I don't have it.
Oh yeah.
Don't have any faith in it.
Yep. Just bore cut through there real quick.
This?
Yeah, you don't have to set your hinge up. You got all that wood. There you go. Level to this and go straight through. Go. No, where's your kick point? There you go. Go straight through. Push, push. Look at your angle now. Parallel. Go all the way through now. Push. Keep going. Now you got to come up to your 1.25 inch hinge. Parallel to this now, 1.25 inches.
Right?
Oh, you got to come this way. You can't go any deeper. All right. Now you're going to cut out, leave an 1.25 inches on the back. Don't turn your saw now, straight back. Pull out just a little bit, and now cut straight back. Got an 1.25 inches right in here you want to leave. Just come on back. You're not all the way through it. You're okay. You're all right. Out now, and you come around here and just cut across that back. And now when that tree starts to move, what are you going to do? Where you going? All right. So you take a saw. So bring it over here. Bring yourself over here. Take your bar out. All you have now is about 1.5 inches, 2 inches on that back. So you just take your saw bar tip about that deep into it and just go across. Yeah, and it's gonna move. Where can you be now? You can be way back over here. Go. Okay, let's go. Move.
So we plan to just continue with those offset cuts so that we're avoiding the saw getting stuck by cutting down and also avoiding getting it stuck in the dirt by trying to cut up that way.
So go back to this one again. Explain what you're going to do on this. Where'd you say the compression and tension was?
This one? On this one, because it's resting up here and it's resting on that side, it's going down like that. So the compression is at the top and the tension is at the bottom.
So would that be a pivot right there by any chance? Could it be a pivot? Huh? When I say a pivot, could it be balancing anything right there?
I think we thought that it was balancing there, but with the weight back there, it is possible that would move.
So in other words, if you got more weight back here, the other side of the, you know what a teeter-totter is, right? Seesaw? If you got more weight here, is it going to go up or is it going to go down?
It's going to go, that's going to go up.
This end's going to go up, isn't it? Is it not?
It is. Is that after? So does it ever start being compressed or tension down, but then as we cut and it moves, then that changes the tension?
It could.
So what we could do is we could cut off the end there first.
No, all you got's that blue mark.
Okay, well.
I mean, what real difference does it make? Whether, I mean, wherever you choose to cut it, you have to look for up and down, side to side, and back and forward. So in this case right here, this is off the ground. So when you cut through there, is this going to come up as this goes down, or is this going to go down in the middle like you said?
This is going to come up.
Okay, so where's your compression?
So then the compression would be at the bottom.
Yeah.
And the tension at the top.
Yeah.
Nice. That was a tricky one.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it may do what you said the first time, but if it does that, my plan doesn't work.
Yeah. So with that, it still seems like the offset cut is a safe bet, because then you're not risking it getting stuck.
Well, if you think about it, if I do an offset this way and my bar's down below it, if it goes up, what does it do to the bottom of that curve? It closes. Now, if I cut in this way and this goes up, what is it going to do at the bottom? It's going to pinch my bar. So basically, you got to anticipate your compression's on bottom and your tension's on top. So that means basically a straight cut down.
Okay.
But I did talk about that if you don't put some kind of a notch or cut or something in the bottom for that to close into, you're going to peel sometimes at the bottom. That can cause you to twist. You know, it's like on the stump here. If we cut one corner off, what does the tree do? It turns. If we cut one corner off of fiber that's a hinge across there, it could turn also. And if it turns or has back pressure, now you're stuck.
Okay.
Just that simple.
Yeah. So then we do first that sort of notch on the bottom, or just a cut.
Just a cut, or what I do is a little slide. I can make it quicker like this, and I can go this way. If I go this way, I can get stuck very quickly. If I go this way, I won't get stuck, and it does exactly the same thing.
Okay. So yeah, we'll do that, and then cut straight down from the top. And even if it rolls or moves, that's the downhill direction, and that's the way that it's gonna lean. So this is still the safe side, I think. So then, once you do that, then keep going with the limbing up until that point.
You just about have to, I mean, you can have an overall idea of what's going to happen, but basically every cut changes, doesn't it? So if you do 200 cuts on top of that tree to get it all in the pile, you got to plan each cut or you're going to be stuck. Or something's going to come at you.
Yeah.
So I'd say do this one and then do the next one.
And we did check our saw. It's the same one we used earlier.
Oh,
so
okay.
it should be sharp.
Very good. So you're standing this side, you go down there and come back this way. What are you gonna do?